I am Dr. B. Krishna Reddy, Principal of Samarakrishna Agricultural Polytechnic College, Tangela Varipalli, near Mudivedu, Tamballepalli Mandal, Chittoor district. In continuation of the various methods of removing the hardness of water, we have studied two methods in the previous class. Today we are going to continue the remaining two methods. In that, number third is the ion exchange or deionization or demineralization process. So this has got three names, that is ion exchange method, or in other words, it is also known as deionization method or demineralization method or process. So ion exchange resins are insoluble, cross-linked, long-chain organic polymers with a microporous structure, and the functional groups attached to the chain are responsible for the ion exchange properties. Actually, these ion exchange materials that are going to be used in removing the hardness of water are basically resins. These resins are insoluble in nature, they are cross-linked, and in fact they are long-chain organic polymers. These are three characters one need to remember. Resins are insoluble, cross-linked, long-chain organic polymers with a microporous structure. That is, these substances will have a very small pores in its structure, and there will be a functional groups attached to this chain. So this long chain of polymers will be attached with a group called functional group, and this functional group is responsible for the ion exchange property. In fact, the long chain polymers are not involved in the chemical process of reducing the hardness, but only the functional group that is being attached to this long chain organic polymer is responsible for the removal of the hardness by participating in the ion exchange, because this functional group only is having the ion exchange properties. Okay. Then in that there are two types. One is cation exchange resins and the anion exchange resins. So cation exchange resins. R means RH means the center represents the long chain organic polymer, and this is a functional group contain. So RH plus. So resins, this is cation exchange resin. That R is a resin where this type of resin is responsible for cation exchange. So it is represented as RH plus. H plus, whenever it is there, it indicates that this type of resin is responsible for cation exchange. Resins containing acidic functional groups. So what is the acidic functional groups? Either it is COOH or ESO3H, etc. are capable of exchanging their H plus ions with other cations. So when these resins containing functional groups ended with COOH or SO3H, then what it means is they are capable of exchanging their hydrogen atoms with the cations present in the hot water. Okay, which comes in their contact. When they come in their contact, they will exchange their H plus with the cations present in the water. They are mainly styrene, divinyl. So example of such cation exchange resins are styrene, divinyl, benzene, copolymers. So they are styrene, divinyl, benzene copolymers, which on sulfonation, that is adding of sulfur or carboxylation, that is OH is carboxyl, is become capable of exchanging their H plus ion with cations in water. Okay, so when this type of resins containing carboxyl ions, that is COOH, or sulfur functional group SO3H, when they come in contact with the hard water containing the cations, then these will exchange. The H plus will get exchanged with the cations present in the water. So here they have represented with this long chain organic polymers. It is attached with the functional group SO3H plus. So this is another chain of polymers. So like this, so lengthy polymers will be there, through which these functional groups, either SO3H plus or COOH carboxyl uh, ionic functional group will be present. This will exchange the its H plus with the cations present in the hard water. So this is an example of acidic or cation exchange resin, sulfonate. So where the sulfur uh, is the functional group, this is called sulfonate form of resin, or it is also known as acidic form of resin. So this is used in reducing the hardness of water by exchanging the cations present in the hard water with the H plus ion from the functional group of this resin. Okay, then comes to the B, that is anion exchange resin. Here it is represented as resin will be represented R1OH instead of RH plus. Here we see it is R1OH. It is RH plus here. Cation exchange. If it is anion, it is ROH. Resins containing basic functional groups. Basic means hydroxyl ion OH minus are capable of exchanging their anions with other anions which come in their contact. So these resins which are having functional groups containing hydroxyl ions are capable of exchanging this. This is an anion with the anions which are come in their contact, that is which are present in the hard water. Anion exchange resins are styrene divinyl benzene, styrene divinyl benzene, or amino formaldehyde copolymers. These are the examples of anion exchange type of resins which contain amino or quaternary ammonium or quaternary phosphonium or tertiary sulfonium groups as an integral part of the resin matrix. These are the various chemical components that are present in the resin matrix. This, after treatment with the diluted sodium hydroxide solution, become capable of exchanging their OH ions with anions in water. So these materials, after getting treated with the diluted sodium hydroxide solution, then they become capable of exchanging their OH anions or hydroxyl ions with the anions present in the hard water. Okay, so now the concept is understood. Let us see the process. The hard water is passed through cation exchange column, which removes all the cations like calcium plus 2, magnesium plus 2, etc. present in the water. and equivalent amount of H plus ions are released from this column into the water. That means the hard water that is expected to be treated for reducing the hardness or removing the hardness when it is passed through a column and in which these resins are kept, then the cations like calcium 2 plus, magnesium plus 2 are present in the hard water. They will get exchanged with the H plus ions released from these resins that are present in the column of the water. Okay. So chemical formula we can represent as 2RH. This is resin containing H plus ions. When come in contact with water containing calcium plus 2, it gives H2 R2 Ca plus 2 plus 2 hydrogen ions. Then again 2RH plus Mg plus 2. This is also magnesium ions or calcium. These are the ions, cations that are responsible for hardness. So when they interact or react with RH plus, they give rise to R2 Mg 2 plus 2 hydrogen ions. Then the water is passed through the ions. So when once the cations are got replaced, then the same water is passed through the anion exchange column. So there is another column through which the water, hard water, after treating to remove the cations, is passed through, and that column is called anion exchange column, which removes all anions like SO4 2 minus, comma Cl minus, etc. presence in the water. Equivalent amount of OH minus ions are released from this column into the water. So the resin substances which are kept in the second column of in which the water is going to be treated for removing the anions that are responsible for hardness will be passed through. Then this SO4 2 minus plus Cl minus will get exchanged. See, let us see the reaction, how it undergoes. 2 ROH plus Cl minus gives rise to 2 RCl plus OH will get this. Likewise, 2 ROH plus SO4 minus gives rise to R2SO4 plus 2OH. This H plus OH ions is from the cation and anion exchange columns. So you know that this H plus is released in where cation exchange column, and this OH is released in anion exchange column. Both these H plus and OH combine to produce the water molecule. That is H plus OH minus gives rise to H2. Okay. So thus the water coming out of from the ion exchange is free from cations and anions. This ion free water is known as deionized or demineralized water. So once the cations and the anions responsible for the hardness of water is being exchanged, and these H plus and OH plus OH minus ions combine to form water, then the water after freeing from these cations and ions is known as deionized. So D means these ions have been removed or demineralized water. Okay. Then regeneration. So after usage of these resins for removing or exchanging cations and anions, after some time it will lose its efficiency to function further and to treat the hard water to make it soft water. So once in a while it is required to regenerate these resins to use it once again. When the capacities of the cation and anion exchangers to exchange H plus and OH ions respectively are lost and they are said to be exhausted. The exhausted cation exchange column is regenerated. That means the column in which these resins are kept and used for treating the hard water to get soft water after a lapse of certain time. When the capacity of this cation exchange column or the anion exchange column got exhausted, then they have to be regenerated for using further. So this exhausted cation exchange column is regenerated by passing the dilute HCl or dilute sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4 through it. So students, kindly remember, out of the two columns, that is cation exchange column and the anion exchange column, different substances need to be used to regenerate them. First, to regenerate the cation exchange column, we need to pass dilute hydrochloric acid or diluted sulfuric acid. The reaction what takes place is, this is a resin containing R2Ca2 plus 2H gives us 2RH plus calcium 2. Column is then washed with the deionized, and the washing contains calcium 2 plus magnesium 2 plus ions from the hard water and calcium minus and yes, sulfur minus 2 from acids is passed to sink or drain. These will get sink into the drainage after passing through the HCl or H2SO4 through the cation exchange column. The exhausted anion, this is how the cation exchange column will get regenerated by passing through the HCl or H2SO4. Okay. Then the exhausted anion exchange column is generated by passing a solution of dilute NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide. For regeneration of the anion exchange column, the material is to be going to be used is sodium hydroxide. Okay, so the reaction that happens here is R2SO4 2 minus plus 2OH gives rise to 2ROH minus plus SO4 2 minus. The column is washed with deionized water, and washing which contains Na plus, that is from NaOH, and SO4 2 minus and Cl minus, these are coming from the water, is passed to sink or drain. This will go to the drainage through drainage pipe. The regenerated ion exchange resins are used again. The column which contains the regenerated ion will be reused. So what is the advantage? The process can be used to soften highly acidic or alkaline waters. This method, which we have studied up to now, cation and anion exchange method, is used for softening highly acidic or alkaline waters. Number two, it produces water of very low hardness, that is 2 ppm, so it is very good for treating water for use in high pressure boilers. Whenever water is to be treated for removal of the hardness to the maximum extent, especially for the water to be used in high pressure boilers, this method of ion exchange is used because the residual um, uh, hardness that is left after the treatment will be very minimal, that is 2 ppm only. This is another advantage of using this method. Then what are the disadvantages? So the disadvantages or the equipment is costly and more expensive chemicals are needed. So in this ion exchange method, whatever chemicals we are using are also costly, and the equipment that is going to be used are also costly. That means the cost of treating the hard water will be very high. Number two disadvantage is if the water contains turbidity అంటే మురికిగా ఉండడం నీళ్ళు, then the output of the process is reduced. So the output of the soft water will get reduced if the water is not clear and it is turbid. The turbidity must be below 10 pm. If it is more, it has to be removed first by coagulation and filtration. To remove hardness through this ion exchange method, there is some benchmark levels of turbidity below which only it need to be used. That is, if turbidity is less than 10 ppm, that type of water can be treated by this ion exchange method to remove the hardness. Otherwise, that means if the turbidity levels are more than 10 ppm, then that type of water should not be used here without being without removing the turbidity by using the coagulation or filtration methods. Okay, so then mixed bed deionizer. Mixed bed deionizer is the fourth method and the last method of removing the hardness of the water. So it consisting of essentially a single cylinder containing an intimate mixture of hydrogen exchanger and strongly basic anion exchanger. So in the previous method, when we want to treat the hard water, we are using two columns. That is one cation exchange column, the other one is anion exchange column. Whereas in this mixed bed deionizer, we use only single cylinder containing both the mixture of cation exchange and anion exchange materials. Okay, and when water is passed through this bed, it comes in contact with a number of times with two kinds of exchangers alternatively. So in this mixed bed, what happens is the bed itself contains the materials which can remove cations as well as the anions. Since it is a mixed bed, so when the water is passing through, alternatively the hard water come in contact with the cation exchange resins as well as the anion exchange resins. With two kinds of exchanges are done alternatively. Consequently, the net effect of mixed bed exchanger is equivalent to passing water through a series of several cation and anion exchangers. So ultimately as a result what happens? It is equivalent to passing through one cylinder or single cylinder containing mixed bed of resins is equivalent to passing the water through series of several cation and anion exchangers. So the outgoing water from the mixed bed contains even less than 1 ppm of dissolved salts. So that means since the water is passing through series of layers of both cation and anion exchange materials, the final output of the water will be very pure or very soft in the sense compared to previous method of treating the hard water. This method is very refined and the water will contain only 1 ppm of residual hardness in it compared to the previous method where the residue will be around 10 ppm. So compared to 10 ppm, this is only 1 ppm of dissolved salts only will be present. Or residual hardness will only be present. Then this mixed bed deionizer also after putting to use become inefficient or dysfunctional after some time. And there is a method for this also to regenerate its capacity. Now let us see how this regeneration process will be done. When the resins are exhausted, that means when these mixed resins of cation exchange and anion exchange resins are get overused or exhausted, the mixed bed is backwashed by forcing water in the upper direction. That is, when the hard water is pumped into the column containing the mixed resin, the soft water will be collected at the bottom. Okay, since hard water is allowed to pass through various layers of mixed bed containing the cation and anion exchange materials. For regeneration, what we need to do is this bed need to be washed by forcing the water from bottom to the top. When the lighter anion exchanges gets displaced to form an upper layer above the heavier cation exchanger, thereafter the anion exchanger is regenerated by passing NaOH. So in the process what happens? The lighter anion exchanger gets displaced to form an upper layer above the heavier cation exchanger. Afterwards, after pumping the water from bottom to the top, then the anion exchanger is regenerated by passing a NaOH, that is caustic soda. Sodium hydroxide is nothing but caustic soda solution from the top and then rinse. That means in the regeneration process, the first step is the water. This is called backwashing. Water is forced fully sent in the upper direction, then followed by passing through the sodium hydroxide or calcium. So sodium hydroxide called caustic soda solution from the top, and then it is rinsed with the water. The lower cation exchanger bed is then regenerated by, see, the lower side cation exchange bed will be regenerated by putting H2SO, sulfuric acid solution treatment, and then rinsed. So here also we use NaOH, caustic soda solution, as well as sulfuric acid solution for treatment, so that both the cation exchange resins and the anion exchange resins will get regenerated. Okay, the two beds are then mixed again by forcing compressed air. So these two beds which are being treated like this then will be mixed by forcibly compressed, sending the air. The two beds are then mixed by forcing compressed air into the column. The bed is ready for use again. After this entire process, the mixed bed deionizer will get ready for reuse once again. So this is how the hard water will be treated to remove the hardness, and we also studied the various methods of regenerating the resins that are used in the softening of the waters. So with this, we conclude the lesson. Next, we will see the next unit, that is lubricants, totally different. Now the water, its hardness and removal of the hardness, various advantages and disadvantages, everything is over. And next chapter, that is unit number 6, lecture number 11, will be on a different topic, that is lubricants, their functions, mechanism of lubrication, classification of the lubricants. This we will study in the next class. Thank you.